Hello, everyone. I wanted to create a video to show some of the teachers in the DSPN who have inquired about how to use D2L or whether they should use D2L for their e-learning platform during this time, as well for hopefully anyone who wants to watch the video to see what I'm doing with my online classroom and provide some suggestions, maybe how to improve it or your thoughts. Thinking that there's some improvements that can be made, but if only other people kind of see what I'm doing, they might be able to suggest some things. So, um, as in the previous video, showed you how to begin. Rob Knopp and Kyle Kitchen, I believe, both have created lots of videos on how to set most of this up. So, if you need help figuring out how to set some of this stuff up, feel free to try and find those videos on YouTube or message me on Twitter. I'd be happy to try and locate a video that explains kind of how to set certain things up. But basically, how my class website's laid out, I have usually a work to be completed. That's a homework spot where I type things in, a widget for homework. Right now, it's going to become more of an announcement tool and how parents can easily contact me. Below, I've provided a rough outline of the phase one of the student schedule. I'm trying to create a routine right now where students know what to do each day with small writing tasks and math tasks that will change on a daily basis. That way, they are getting used to this online classroom. On the side, I've created a widget with important websites. So I've just typed in what I think are useful for them, probably as the time that we're on an online classroom goes on. I will definitely be upgrading these and changing them and adding things to the list. But the main part I want to focus on is instead of news, I believe it's called, I renamed it daily activities. And so all the kids in my classroom will be accessing their activities on what they're working on from here. So they'll find the right date and they'll go down and it will suggest the language activities that they'll be working on, the math, and any miscellaneous other activities at this point, just trying to establish a daily physical activity goal. The other subjects like science and history might come later. Um, so in language, basically, I have them trying to read independently for 20 minutes. Harriet Tubman has some links for how to get to the St. Catherine's Library website. So if you are not from Harriet Tubman and you didn't know that, feel free. This should be accessible to anybody. Our Liz Bonesteel has created a really useful step-by-step process. So feel free to ask about that. She would be more than happy, I'm sure, to share. I have them doing a Newsela reading article with answering the multiple choice questions from Newsela and then two kind of short answer questions after that. And then I provide them with a daily writing task, which will constantly be a short paragraph, maybe a letter, things like that. Then math, we're asking them to try and do the 24 game for 15 minutes. And I have links to that up here where I found online versions of the game since the cards may not be accessible because they're in classrooms or you don't have the game yourself. So if you need links to that, I can share that. Trying to work on their ability to solve problems with the calculator. So I have two problems here for students who are just figuring this strategy out, and then one's for students who are a little bit stronger at that, and I try and suggest them to make it a challenge for themselves. So if you know how to do this, don't pick the easy question. And then a daily math task. At this point, I'm not really sure how I want to do this, so I would love feedback. Right now, it's mostly here's a note, do an activity that's a little more engaging, and then if you want extra support, here are a bunch of questions from a worksheet. So I'd love some feedback on the math tasks, how to make them more interesting. Right now, I'm trying to tackle transformational geometry. We'll see how that goes. And then again, a phys ed goal. So I'm asking them to, and this is where I think I'm going to probably keep it the same the entire time we're on the e-learning, just because it's so hard to know what kids are going to have access to at home, is establish a daily physical activity goal at the beginning of the week, record the fact of when you're participating in physical activity, the duration, just a brief description of the activity, and at the end of the week, were you able to meet your goal? So this doesn't have to be, I can do 5 push-ups, and at the end of the week, I want to do 7. Your daily goal could be, I want to go outside for 30 minutes every day and then see how they accomplish that goal. Or I want to go on a hike every day and the time isn't really determined, or something where they're just getting off the couch. There are a lot of websites that offer ideas. I know a lot of DSBN teachers are offering up ideas on Twitter, so try and figure out some people who are posting things there. You can look at my feed. I'll try and share anything I'm seeing of cool activities you can participate with, either your children at home or maybe some things you can pass off to your class. And then I've asked them to complete a learn at home survey just at the start to try and get a baseline of who has tech, how often are they going to have access to that tech, and who is competing with the tech with their siblings and maybe their parents who may be working on that computer at home. So yeah, none of this was solely my idea. A lot of this was with discussions from other teachers, so I really appreciate their help in trying to set this up. If you are looking for ideas, please feel free to participate in the hashtag that I've created, Ontario or ONT e-learning. Again, I'm looking for feedback here. I by no means think that this is the best way to do it. And then for completing this, it's for where they will complete the work, and that way, instead of submitting everything, they're going to just leave it in a folder. So create a student exemplar. It would have a name, and then each week I'm going to post a folder with the work inside of it. So I'll just show you an example. So this is their daily physical activity sheet they'll fill out, and this is a newsletter that they will complete. So those things that are unique to that week will be in the folder, and then anything that may go more week, so some worksheets and notes from Smart Notebook will go past this week, so they are going to stay outside of the folder because they're going to be used more than 1 week. But I've found that this might be more useful. Instead of getting emails of submitting assignments, instead I can just go into each kid's folder, look at their work, provide feedback, and then save the email for any parents who have questions or kids who have questions. And I'm not overwhelming myself with trying to fight through emails and decide what's just a submission, what is a kid actually asking for help. So again, love feedback. If you have any, this is what I'm doing. If you would like to do something similar, feel free to reach out. If you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. Thanks again. Have a great night. Bye-bye.